Welcome to the Level 1 Lounge, where we give our uneducated takes on anything and everything gaming related. Strap in and grab your controllers because, unfortunately, we got some bad news again this week. But before we get into that, I'm joined by my two regular co hosts. You can find him over on YouTube doing book reviews. We got Agent Maverick 86, and we have a fellow YouTuber and Twitch streamer, the one, the only, the second Irish Bandit. I will be your host this evening. I am Ryder Pride 639. So, gentlemen, I know Irish Bandit, you've been feeling under the weather, so hopefully you're getting better slowly but surely. But other than that, how else are how
Don't
are we
call
doing here,
him
folks?
Shirley.
I mean, you can call me slow all you want, but
How are we doing, folks?
Good. I've got some time off, so kind of looking forward to the next few days.
Yeah, your Assassin's Creed's out tomorrow, so you're gonna be all over that.
Yeah, no, I booked time off Thursday and Friday just to play Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I don't know if I'm going to stream it. I might for a couple hours, but it's not going to be like
do it.
I'm not. Yeah, it's not going to be. It won't be for super long, and it'll just be in spurts here and there if I decide to do it. So we'll see what happens. I might throw something together, but
Yeah.
I mean, as of this recording dropping, I'll probably be done, and I'm likely going to be enjoying a concert. So
Yeah, true enough.
We'll see what happens.
All right, folks, so let's get right into it. Before we get into the articles that we're going to discuss here, we're going to talk about the burning question of the week. And this week's burning question is, what are your thoughts on physical games being phased out? Irish Bandit, let's start with you.
Unfortunately, I see this as a sign of the times. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not for this at all. I do think there is a still place for physical video games in people's libraries, but it is unfortunately the sign of the times. Like for those who don't know, Ryder gifted me his old PC 5 years, no 6 years, no 5 years ago, 2020. How long ago was that?
6, 7 years ago.
Oh my God, can you not?
You're on a ban from Xbox.
Yeah, about that time. No, actually, no, a little bit shorter than that. 4 years ago, because I think I built this rig in 2022. But anyways.
I remember when you gave me this, it was like during the pandemic. So, but either way, first thing I did when I was looking through the PC, I was looking for the disk drive.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no joke. Where's the CD drive? And there's none in it. So it's like, okay. And I've been using Steam and Epic Games ever since, and they're all digital.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm no longer a physical game player. Like, I still have tons of DVDs and CDs, but as far as video games go, no, it's all on Steam or Epic where I get them. But like I said, unfortunately, I think this is a sign of the times. I hate that it's coming, but I mean, I don't agree with Sony's decision last week. I will say that. But those are my thoughts on it.
All right, Mav, how about you?
Well, I have gone pretty much exclusively gaming or digital gaming for the last 3 years. So this decision isn't impacting me too much, but
yeah, same.
Here's the thing. Like, so I agree that this is the sign of the times. It's not really impacting me. I've looked at the stats. We're looking at 84% of games that are purchased are all digital now anyways. I mean, there's numerous reasons to go digital. Like, for an example, perfect example actually is like Black Flag comes out tomorrow. Got a friend that picked it up. He's pre-ordered it, but he can't pick the game up now until Monday. And he was scrambling, trying to figure out when to try to pick up the game. Digital, you don't have to worry about that. I've already got the game pre-installed, ready to go. I can log into it in about 2 hours and 45 minutes from now and start playing it tonight if I really wanted to. These stores aren't doing midnight launches anymore, so there's no reason to go and pick it up at midnight. Like, you're waiting until the store opens at 10 o'clock.
Remember when it was an event when a new game came out?
Yeah. Even the new consoles, right? Like, you get a console, you'd be standing in line and waiting. Like at my PlayStation 4, I went to a midnight launch for the PlayStation 4. So, I mean, and PlayStation 5 was completely different because of the pandemic. It had to be shipped out, right? There's all of that as well. So, I mean, the only downfall is like if EB Games or Walmart or Best Buy, they would have their own sales for these physical copies. Now it is exclusive and basically a monopoly on the PlayStation Store. And Sony's not the only one to do it. Xbox, they've said the new Helix system not going to have a disk drive either. So they're just quietly doing it. So both of these companies are doing the same thing. So and it is going to hurt a lot of these businesses now because they're going to have to change, they're going to have to make changes in order to survive.
Mhm.
And I don't think it's going to happen. I think EB Games and GameStop and is just going to go the way of the dinosaur and just fade out. Best Buy, they're selling way more than just video games, so they're not going to be impacted as much anyways either. They'll still have the
Yeah.
hardware, but that's the benefit of being a big box store too, right? So I mean, there's still some areas where there's issues, and you can't borrow games or lend games out anymore. But at the same time, it's, I don't know, like I don't mind lending games to people, but at the same time, it's like you're not really supporting the industry much either by borrowing and being lent a game. And I realize, like, it gives them an opportunity to try it. But I mean, if you're really going to invest in your hobby, then invest in your hobby. And I'm not saying like don't choose to where to spend your money and not to vote with your wallet, but it's more of, we still need to have some sort of middle ground to support the industry in a way too. And that's just my take. It doesn't impact me as much. I'm a little disappointed about it, but I'm also not on the fence of like, oh, I'm gonna boycott. No, it's all digital now, anyways.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I know that's going to be a really hot take, but it's not really a big deal to me. The PlayStation 4 games I have, the PlayStation 5 games I have on disc, guess what? I'll still have my PlayStation 5 for that. Sorry, it's not a huge deal to me.
Yeah. And I mean, you look at take a look at things like, I see this happening a lot all over Reddit. I subscribe to so many subreddits you don't even want to know. But when it came to physical games, people are pre-ordering games and they're getting mishandled in shipping. So when they get their game, the disc comes snapped in half. Well, that game is completely useless to you. You can't play it. Even though you bought it, you have no way to play it. You lend out games to friends or things like that. They give it back to you. There's a big giant scratch on it because the dog walked over the copy of it or something like that. The game is now no longer playable. You don't have to worry about that with digital. However, since we're talking about borrowing games, there is one system that can do it without having to worry about physical games, and that's Nintendo with their new I can't remember what the hell the system's called, or the software is called for it, but you basically can game share Nintendo Switch games with anybody you want. I think it has to be within like like your family group or whatever. But yeah, like
And you have
if
to be
I
on the same network, if I recall. You have to be on the same network and in your family
something
group.
like that, yeah. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
So Nintendo has figured out a way to game share with limitations, obviously, but
I think it's a
yeah,
digital game card. I think
yeah,
that's,
something like that.
yeah.
But yeah, like ultimately, yeah, about 95% of my games are digital now. I do have some physical copies of games, which if you look right about here, I kind of moved them down to the
I
bottom
see 'em.
shelf. The Matt Dinneman books have kind of taken over the top shelf, but for good reason. But yeah, like that's pretty much my physical game collection. Every game I own on the Nintendo Switch is all digital. I have no physical games for the Switch. I have no physical games for my PC because, much like my previous PC that I gave to Irish Bandit, this one also does not have a disk drive on it. So, um, yeah, it's a sign of the times. It sucks. The one thing that I'm going to really, really miss is collector's editions. Because I think with the death of physical games, there's probably going to be some collector's editions that are still out there. Like maybe they'll still have like some physical stuff, and then your game will probably just be like a digital game code that you redeem.
Yeah, kind of
Um,
like what they're going to be doing for GTA 6, right? Because
yeah,
there's no
but
physical disc in that.
Yeah, but I feel like with no physical copies, I feel like collector's editions are going to start waning bit by bit. Like there's still going to be, yeah,
Mhm.
obviously there's the GTA 6, there's going to be a Final Fantasy 7 one, there's going to be um however many other games that are coming out. There's going to be a Kingdom Hearts one for sure. um their collector's editions are going to move away from being physical, and they're probably going to become something else. Like my particular prediction, if you guys watch previous pod episodes, we're probably going to get like a Kingdom Hearts 4 special edition console of some sort, whether that be a Switch, a PlayStation, whatever. um Things like that. So that's, yeah, that's just the way it is. People are just gonna have to get used to it. It sucks, but I mean, we've gotten this far. I mean, it's pretty rare to see CDs and DVDs on sale anymore. They're still out there, but I mean, in terms of physical media, the only one that's really out there is vinyl, but that's more of a collector's thing than you're just buying vinyl for the sake of buying vinyl type of thing. But anyways, I
Well, I
digress
mean,
on that.
digital games don't really. There's no hit with quality, right? Like that was
Mhm.
one thing that I was worried about when I made the switch. But the thing is, in a lot of cases, these games that you're getting, it's like a digital code that is like, yeah, you have this game, and now you got to download all of it. You just can't access it unless you have the game in the system or the disc in
Mhm.
the system. So it's still digital, regardless of you having a disc.
Yeah.
It's just a license that's basically on it. But I mean, yeah, I think we talk about this as a whole pod, and it's kind of a shame that we didn't have a chance to last week. But
Yeah.
we, if you haven't, we are actually trying to keep the pod to half an hour. So if we want to get to the news there, I'll let you take over for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, with that being said, the system's all powered up. So let's go ahead and get to level one. A couple of news articles to talk about here. Again, like I mentioned at the top of the pod, yeah, we got some bad news again, and I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with what's happening here with Xbox and Microsoft. So they will be cutting a total of approximately 3,200 jobs. So the CEO Asha Sharma wrote an email to division employees. Half of those roles are part of the, I think it's about 4,800 jobs being eliminated Monday. The other 1,600 will be exiting throughout the fiscal year next year, 2027. So they are going to be divesting from 4 different studios, which includes Compulsion Games, Double Fine, Ninja Theory, and Undead Labs. There is a 5th developer, Arcane Studios, that their fate is kind of up in the air at the moment. Xbox is considering both a sale and a closure for those, so we'll see what happens. Of the 4 divested studios, though, Compulsion Games and Double Fine will become independent studios, while Ninja Theory and Undead Labs are reportedly being sold to unannounced buyers. The former 2 have made official statements on their newfound independence. So, layoffs. Seems like every
Yeah,
year. Well, I mean, we know it's going to happen every year. It's
every
a cycle of
pod,
things.
like
Every yeah,
yeah,
every
Yeah,
every
month.
pod, yeah, it just no. This layoff is happening. This is happening, and I mean, I think with our new format that we're trying out, I think that conversation is going to happen a little less frequently. But this is such a big decision that Xbox is making; it needs to be discussed.
yeah,
Um, I think the biggest thing isn't just the layoffs, but also the decision to divest a lot of these other developers that are already out there and moving them into indie studios. And Arcane is kind of the one that is a little troublesome for me because I was really looking forward to that Blade game that's in development. Because who knows if that's even going to see the light of day now? And it's just another game to meet the grinder of Xbox at this case,
yeah,
right? Like I
yeah,
mean,
exactly.
Perfect Dark was one, I think, right? And like we were
Oh,
all really excited
so
about
torqued that
that.
one's not coming.
Oh, I know this one, like Blade potentially not being a thing is kind of really disappointing to me as well. Because I feel like that type of game like Wolverine and Blade could have been something really different than what's already out there for like the superhero genres for games. Just the bloody visceral combat that's out there with these characters, because you don't get that with Spider-Man, you don't get that with the Avengers games, you didn't get that with Guardians of the Galaxy. they're they're a little bit more lower key and geared more towards teens and kids that welcoming those communities. But I mean, with this being the opportunity to bring more adults in, it's kind of a shame that this might end up getting the axe as well. So that's where I'm kind of hoping that there's a buyer out there. But I, it's a shame that they didn't give the same approach to blade that they did to Senua, hey, this is what you could potentially buy. Come pay for it, right? So that's the only downfall that I see that's a little disappointing. Um, but I mean, at least these studios aren't closing; they're being separated.
Yeah.
The layoffs suck. Like I feel
Yeah,
bad for all
absolutely.
of them, of course, but I mean, at least some of these studios are going to stay open.
Yeah. No, I think that's the important thing too, right? So, Irish
Yeah,
Medic, your
absolutely.
thoughts?
Wow. My thoughts on this are like, again, sucks that this is happening, but if you want to call it a silver lining, none of these studios are closing. Like it now, Double Fine
Yet.
is going back to being, yeah, exactly. Asterisks on that one. Double
Yeah.
Fine is going back to being an
Yeah.
independent
Next week on the
studio.
Level One Lounge podcast, we
Yeah,
eat our feet.
That wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, true.
Um, but yeah, I think wasn't it you, Maverick, who said that they put the um, Senua trailer out there as like, hey, this is this is what you can get if you buy
yeah,
Ninja Theory. So it was a good strategy on their part. If there is a potential buyer in the works,
yeah. Because I mean, and because I was shocked to see that on there, and to have, and it looks polished so far for the state that it's in. So I mean, yeah, they actually came out and said, yeah, we showed that game off so that it's likely to be purchased. We want to be able to get that game out.
they
And
deserve to get that game out.
yeah, and I mean those games are incredible. They're one of the few games where like I'm putting on a headset for this game. I absolutely need to wear my headset. But it's a shame for the other ones as well, moving away. And as I said, I think Arcane is the one that I'm worried about. But I don't believe their last game was received very well. I can't even remember what it was. I'll have to give you guys an educational patch. But I thought there was like a vampire game or something that they had done, and it was not good. Um,
Red Dawn,
yes. Um, That does sound right. Redfall was it?
Redfall, that's
Redfall.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was not received
I know
well.
it was Red something.
And I mean, the way that Microsoft has been the last few years of like, okay, your game wasn't great, we're closing the studio. And I, that's what ends up happening when you spend so much money on buying developers and then not utilizing them properly. Like I've started saying this: if you're going to buy a developer, do something with it. Like at this point, I hate to say it, Ryder, you're gonna be upset about this, but I think the next Elder Scrolls game, it has to be an Xbox exclusive now. It
At this
has to
stage, yeah,
be.
it absolutely has to be.
Like there's no choice. You might get it on PC, you might get it on Xbox, but there is zero chance that thing is seeing the light of day on PlayStation.
Yeah,
There is zero chance you're going to see it anywhere else other than Xbox, and that is going to draw so many people in. I've got a ton of friends that are on there that enjoy that game, and you know they're going to be kicking themselves for not buying an Xbox when it becomes an exclusive,
yeah,
and that's going to be the direction that they're going. I don't know what Asha Sharma is thinking for everything else, but the thing is, like, she has a major mess to clean up after Phil Spencer stepped away. There's so many
Big time.
studios that they just couldn't utilize properly, and the thing is, I don't even blame Phil Spencer for this. Like, if Phil Spencer Jr. was here, I'd be saying, like, I feel bad for your dad because
yeah,
Microsoft stepped in and said, you know what? We're going to take a look at making this Microsoft gaming. It's not Xbox gaming anymore, it's Microsoft gaming. We want to oversee everything. All creative control was basically removed from him. Everything had to go through the proper channels and get approval. It wasn't his fault near the end. So I don't blame him at all. But Ash Sharma steps in, Phil Spencer's the fall guy, and then they go back to Xbox gaming. Like I'm sorry, it's a mess over there. They just need to utilize the studios they have. Even the rumor that's flying around right now too. I'm just like, what? There's a rumor flying around that Halo is going to be moved over to Activision, and
I
Activision is
heard
going to be
that.
the one that's going to be starting to make Halo going forward. Like that would be, I mean, at this point in time, it would make sense with the way that things are going with that developer as well. But 343 Studios isn't a bad developer either, and I didn't mind Infinite, but I only played the campaign.
Yeah.
But I mean, they gotta. You got these studios. Do something with them. Stop putzing around. Like, just make the damn games.
Yeah, we're getting back to the whole, and everyone's beholden to the mighty dollar. So the shareholders speak, and those are the ones who ultimately make the decisions in the end. So if the shareholders think, or if the shareholders say, they're not going to make us enough money, don't make games. Let them go.
They have to
Send them
answer
off
to
there.
the shareholders, and they
Yeah.
need to start cutting back on the time to develop games. But how do you cut back the time to develop games? You hire the right people and you keep your staff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Absolutely. Oh, with that, we will go ahead and move on to the other article that we were going to discuss here. Surprise, it's more layoffs. What do you know, right? Anyways, we're going to be talking about ID software. So this is a long beloved developer for a couple of us. Anyways, I know Irish Bandit and I have been big fans of ID software for many, many years, but unfortunately, they've been relegated to support studio size. They've confirmed 136 layoffs. The developer affected by this week's sweeping Xbox layoffs have claimed that Doom and Quake Studios have basically been nuked into the dirt. On Wednesday, a warn notice was filed in Texas indicating that 96 workers have been laid off in Richardson, Texas, where ID is based, and a further 40 remote roles have been cut for a total of 136 job losses. So, Irish, we'll start with you because again, I know you're an ID fan as much as I am. So let's start with you on
Ugh,
your thoughts.
that's a tough one. That is a very tough one.
Yeah.
Small. Just looking at the news right up here. Been relegated to support studio size. That's like, I'm not really. I'm kind of lost on this one. That's not very big, is it?
No.
No, it's not.
Didn't think so.
It's basically we're going to make a patch and we need 30 people to do it.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they're basically being
So,
like a backfill, as it were.
oh,
So,
okay.
or like if a studio gets overwhelmed with, if they get overwhelmed with something and they need
Then they
additional
pass the
hands.
project on to them.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Got
hey,
it.
or we need such and such things filled in. We'll take care of the rest, type of thing. At least that would be kind of my assumption of how a support studio works.
So we're probably not looking at any new games coming from ID, are we?
No, but imagine
No.
a studio coming out with like a new Hello Kitty Island Adventures with support from ID Soft.
We get Doomslayer in it.
Doomslayer and Hello Kitty.
Oh.
I mean, people want Doomslayer and Animal Crossing, so
I mean, yeah.
No, just keep him in Tony Hawk. To hell with getting him to fight freaking demons. Throw him in Tony Hawk 6.
I mean, that's been
rip and
done.
tear and shred until it is done.
Sorry, I mean, I know that you guys love this developer. I do too. Like, I played the hell out of Doom 2016.
Same.
Rob, I got you to play that one, right? That was my challenge to you to play that one. Um, I absolutely loved the games. Wolfenstein was fantastic. I have yet to play Wolfenstein 2. It's a game that's I'm itching to play this year. But as you know, there's so much crap that's come out in the last little while. It's hard to keep up with, especially with September coming around the corner.
Yeah.
And with all those freaking games that are coming, like
Its
my
backlog is
God.
getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh,
and bigger.
it's just no. I have to pick and choose. I got Blood Dawnwalker, and I'm going to have Wolverine, and those are going to be my 2 games in September for sure. I might have a game in October somewhere. It might be, I think, Phantom Blade Zero. But regardless, this is such a mistake. Out of all the news that we've discussed, this is probably the biggest mistake that they could possibly make. Doom the Dark Ages was fantastic.
Hmm.
Make a sequel to that. Make a sequel to Eternal. Do something more with Doom. Make another Wolfenstein game. I don't care how you do it with what that. These games are fantastic, and to be reducing it down to support level roles is absolutely absurd. And I'm pretty sure they're owned by Microsoft as well, so
I
big
think so.
freaking
Yeah.
surprise with that too,
Yeah.
right? Like this is another example of what are you doing? What are you doing?
Taking a beloved
Like
studio and making it a sports studio.
this is not a studio that you make support. This is one that you throw money at and say, please make us another money making machine. Like I thought Doom the Dark Ages was not only well received, but made a ton of money. I'm gonna double check that right now actually, but um just this is absurd. They sold 1 million copies, and they ended up hitting 3 million players in its opening week, is what I'm reading.
Yeah,
Um,
not bad.
like
Yeah.
so, I mean, it did well enough that they could
Mhm.
do something with it.
For sure.
Like it was like I'll say, like Doom the Dark Ages was a great game. Don't get me wrong, I loved every second of it, but it was an easier game to get through than 2016. It wasn't a much easier game than Eternal. Like Eternal was absolutely insane. I will say to my dying breath, that was one of the hardest games I've played, especially that DLC. But I had so much fun with it. And it's such a shame to see that they're not going to do anything with it, especially the same week, the same the day after Doom the Dark Ages Revelations comes out, the DLC. Like it
Yeah.
just came out. You didn't even give it a freaking chance.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
it's
kick in the ass.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, yeah, it's really really hard to talk about without without getting overly flustered about it because yeah, like a lot of these studios that we talked about, both in the first article and with ID Software, like these are all these are all studios that they've produced games that we not only grew up with but we came to love even after in the
Mhm.
mix of all the various games and titles and genres that have come out over the years. So um yeah, I don't get it. I don't know what this means for ID Software at this stage. If they're being relegated to support studio, I don't know if there's a path back from that. I really, really hope there is, but
I'd so too.
I've got a bad feeling about ID Software, and this being kind of its basically reaching end of life stage, as it were. So, I really hope we're wrong about this. I really hope they bounce back somehow, some way. But
Same.
at this stage, yeah, I don't know. It's
Relegate them to let them separate, let them hire their staff, let them push out Doom games. I mean, Doom sells well on all consoles too.
yeah.
Like just do that. You don't Microsoft, you don't need to buy everything. You don't need a monopoly. Monopoly should just be a freaking board game.
Hundred
This
percent
isn't Bill
agree with
Gates
that.
going, "Oh, no,
Yeah,
Monopoly's just a
it just
game
needs to be a
senator. I want
board
to
game
control
that
the effing
end
world." Like
it just needs to be a board game that ends familial ties on a
from
regular basis.
the guy that support is the guy that supports digital kind of support digital Sony market right now. Oh, there shouldn't be a monopoly on games, right? Like,
Yeah.
the gaming community sucks. Like the
It really does.
community, but like the way that things are running with gaming right now is just awful. It's
Yeah.
just so bad. I don't know, guys. Like I love my games, but at the same time, it's like I'm tired. I'm ready to throw up the
It
white
is. It's
flag.
really exhausting. It truly is.
It can be. It really is.
So I mean, the one positive thing I guess is that we got a ton of games coming up to try and fill in the void. So, I mean, yeah, it sucks to look at articles like this, but I mean, at least we have something to look forward to.
This is
Um,
why you support indie studios.
yeah,
Like that's what
exactly.
it
Yeah.
comes down to.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
So, on that absolutely wonderful, beautiful note, this is where we get to power down our systems. We get to put the controllers away and say goodnight for the evening. But before we go, we're going to go quickly around the horn. We're going to find out where we can find everybody on the internet. Agent Maverick, where can we find you on today's internet?
Well, I was almost going to say exclusively on YouTube, but I do very occasionally stream as well on Twitch. You can find me there. As I said, I might be doing a couple streams here for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resync because I don't think that it's going to be a game that I'm going to be able to beat in a weekend. Other than that, you can find me on YouTube. I am hoping to upload my reads from June. There's a bunch of stuff that happened to me in the last little while. Had a car written off. I was in a car accident. Everyone is fine. Had to get a new vehicle. But everything's good with that. But now that life is starting to get back to normal, I have some time off. I'm probably going to upload a video. What I'm going to be discussing is my reads for June. A couple pickups, but it's going to be focused on this series right here, Dungeon Crawler Carl. I am hooked on this series, so you'll find what my insight on that. I'm not going to give any spoilers on my YouTube page here, probably within the next few days or within the early next week.
Excellent. And Irish Rider, where can we find you?
Before we get into that, I just want to quickly pour one out for Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. That they announced on Monday that they will be ending service. And it's a game I've sunk over 500 hours into.
Rip.
And yeah, rip, exactly. And just let everyone know that I'm going to be having a special stream on October 6th. More details to come. So, but you can find me over on Twitch where I stream every Friday through Monday. You can also catch me on YouTube where I upload all my VODs. You can also find me on all the socials: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Reddit, Threads, Blue Sky. You can also pick up copies of my novel Shade Falling and my storybook Mochi's Cryptus over on Amazon. You can get these through their Kindle e-reader or on paperback.
Excellent. And with me, you guys can find me over on Twitch, where I usually stream once a week. Sometimes I might sneak in some more bonus streams every now and then, but usually stream on Sundays over on Twitch. You can also find me over on YouTube, where I post various reviews, VODs, gameplay reviews, tech reviews, things of that nature. This Sunday, I will probably be playing some more Pokemon Champions, where I may have a special challenge coming up on the stream for that one. If you guys want to know more, make sure you guys follow us on all of our socials, which you can find right down below. But on that note, thank you all very, very much for tuning in. If you guys have made it this far in the video, would absolutely appreciate it. Not only if you drop a like on the video, make sure you do hit that subscribe button down below with the notification bell on so you don't miss any of our new podcast uploads, whether that be the shows just like this one or with some of our live streams that we do for various showcases. So, for Agent Maverick 86, for the one, the only, the second Irish Bandit, I'm Right at Pride 639. Thank you all very much for tuning in to today's podcast, and we'll see you all on the next level. Take care, everyone.